Yeah, and the point of it all, I love you. Yeah, hey.
Tell Anthony it's not too late for a remix now.
Absolutely. My day seems long whenever we apart. It's like someone has stole away my heart.
Come on.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another week of the Off Air Hustle. I'm your host, Deona Hustle, radio personality, event host, MC, and a slight DJ on the side, and co-host of Hustle and Shine in the Morning on Kansas City's #1 for hip hop and R&B, Hot 103 Jams. Big ups to the Shop Cigar Lounge, and a major salute and a shout out to No Solutions Production Company. Appreciate y'all always. Now, this is episode number 3. I've had heavy hitters after heavy hitters, and today is no different. Kansas City, you know him very well. He's not just a singer. I like to say he is a phenomenal singer because he sings with soul and passion, something sometimes we don't hear enough in this day and age. He's toured and worked with some major greats around the world, Anthony Hamilton, After 7, and, of course, the late, great Frankie Beverly. Welcome, Levelle.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Pretty good. Appreciate you for being a guest. We linked up at the radio station literally Christmas Eve.
Right.
And it was just like we just crossed paths. And I was like, oh, Myron D. So shout out to Boss Man. He said something. He was like, why don't you get Levelle? I said,
Yeah.
it just made sense.
That's my guy.
Yeah, appreciate you. Okay, so first off, before we dive into more about your personal journey and just your life and all the success you've had, I got an icebreaker we got to do, okay?
Let's do it.
Okay, it's pretty simple. It's just this or that questions.
Okay.
All right, cool. A solo or a duet?
Duet.
Okay. Casey Mo or KCK?
KCK.
Soda or pop?
They the same, ain't they?
Good answer. I'm happy you said that. I don't want to hear pop, so good answer.
Soda. Yeah, they say soda water down south.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's insane. Current R&B or early 2000s R&B?
Early.
Al Green or Gerald Levert?
Ooh.
I'm putting you in a spot.
I got to go with Gerald first.
Okay. Jodeci or After 7?
Oh, that's tough. I plead the fifth.
Good answer for sure. Okay, bonus question for you. What inspired you to pursue music, and what drives the passion we can feel so deeply through your voice?
Just the love I have for the music, the passion, to know that you touching others and making them feel special and happy. It's a drive for myself, you know, just to show love and to give back love. So that's my drive for it.
Now, did you sing in a church at all?
Absolutely. That's where I started from.
Okay.
But I was a drummer in church.
Really?
Yeah. So I didn't really start pursuing singing until probably 13, 14.
Really?
But all of my life I was a drummer. So
what made you want to make that transition? And both of those are very skilled talents to have. I mean, I've seen the drummers at the church and they be going off.
Yeah. I was that guy.
Oh, I believe it.
But watching my cousins,
Really?
Quartet Group, Sensation Wonder, shout out to them. But watching my cousin Michael Boykin, he had a thing where, you know, he was night and day. Mm-hmm. Great guy, but when you saw him perform, you know, the whole room just went chaos. Mm-hmm. I'm like, golly, how did he transform?
Yeah.
So just watching him. We were in church, but at the same time, I think that was my first part of artist development.
Really?
Because it was like I was learning how to control the crowd, how to let go and just really be who you are as a person. And
because you are a great performer.
Just learning that from him, you know, first.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much my inspiration. And then I started getting into the other major artists. But on both sides of my family, my dad's side, everybody sing. My mom's side, everybody sing. So
wow, it's in the DNA.
Blessed. Yeah, I was blessed with it.
So I'm assuming they were 100% supportive when you were when you were transitioning from the church singing? Because that's different when you're doing the church singing and when you start to kind of switch gears.
I took a lot of backlash
really?
from it. But they had to understand where I was going because, I mean, I think they thought I was going to that turn your booty down and all that type of stuff. But I was more on the family side of it, the more of being an example, a role model, showing men that it's okay to be cool and be solid with one woman.
Yeah. Say that again. Y'all need to settle down.
Yeah, you know. And some women, too. It was cool for the women to know that there is good men out here, you know. So that was my side of it. I didn't want to go to where everybody else is going. I wanted to do me and be an inspiration more than add on to what's already done.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Now, what's the difference for those that might not know? There's a difference between singing in the church. There's a difference between performing on the stage, and there's also a difference between recording music. Could you maybe explain the big differences between those three things?
Well, for me, I'm a emotional, in front of the people type of guy with singing. In the studio, you would think that's the easiest place to do what you do, but for me, that's probably one of the difficult places for me because I move off emotions. I move off of the passion, what I feel. And so there's definitely a difference. But what I have learned is to have that energy that you want people to feel when you're on stage or if they're listening to that record. You want them to feel what you're saying. You know, you want them to say, okay, either that guy done been through that or he knows somebody that done been through it because I understand what he's singing about and I actually understand and feel where he's going. So there is a difference with all three of them.
Now, you talked about being an emotional singer. We can tell in your voice, like you can feel what you got going on. Has it been times where you're singing something or maybe even writing or whatnot and it's difficult for you to maybe perform something because maybe it was heartbreak or maybe it was something traumatic or losing someone and you're thinking about that when you're singing. So how do you combat that?
Well, I take Ladies, I Salute You. I used to do that in my show. That was an original song. Big shout out to my brother, Anthony Saunders. That was an original song, but that song was about my wife. And it was about a lady. I stay in KCK, and at the time I was working for the UG, delivering meals to the elderly. And this lady was going through depression, domestic violence. She lost her kids. She lost her husband.
Wow.
So, of course, I'm driving, going up 10th Street. And guy ran in front of the van and said, hey, man, it's a lady over in Big 11 Lake. I can't swim, but she's drowning. Can you call 911?
Wow.
I literally pulled the car over there, left the car running, saw her going up and coming down. Now, if anybody know about Big 11 Lake, you ain't supposed to jump in there. They got suck pumps in there.
Yeah.
And so I jumped in. We were right by the suck pumps. I jumped in. She was fighting a little bit, and, you know, I was just telling her, like, I love you. Like, please, let's just get out the water. She was like, I'm ready to end it. And, you know, finally we got her out the water. But to know that the mental of what a woman can go through dealing with that type of stress, at that point it was like an extra boost, an extra drive for me to just do inspirational songs and just really give back and just try to just be on another level of just giving ladies respect and just showing them, giving them their flowers. So that song, it was difficult for me sometimes, and especially finding out 2 years later, she succeeded. She took her life.
Wow.
You know, so we were there to save her the first time, but the second time around, she did it. And so that song was tough for me because it's like you think about someone else's life, and that's things that we don't think about. We just we go by our daily day, and it's whatever we do. Yeah. But it's more than that to me.
It is more than that. I mean, I think people don't realize that. I mean, we all have our own weight that we carry that we don't show.
Right.
We're expected to go to our jobs, you know, and do the stuff that we like and leave it on the court, leave it on the whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not realistic.
No, it ain't real.
Yeah.
So I try to be me at all times. So you
can tell.
you get who I am.
Yeah. Now you are a great performer because I've seen you perform several times in KC. You be doing your thing. When I see you bring out the roses, I'm like, he going crazy right now. But I feel what you're saying is you give women their flowers. You make sure you let women know that you're performing in front of, that they are appreciated, they are valued.
Right.
How has your wife been supportive of you and your journey?
Well, I don't think I could have no one else greater. We started young, so back in the day, you know, that was a thing. I didn't know it was going to do a 360. She wanted her career and her dreams, and I was very supportive to make sure she succeeded in every aspect of that. And then in return, and it was for me, I had 3 boys at the time. We still have 3 boys, but they're grown men now. So
it's a different weight once they grown.
Yeah. And so for me, it was like I wanted to be a dad. And a lot of people, they ask me to this day, man, where you been? Like we've been needing this. You filling a void that we've been needing. And you know, I had to tell them I was a dad first. And so to go back to what you were saying, once my baby boy graduated, went to college, and now he's a pilot for Delta.
I know that's right.
My oldest son is barber, doing his own thing.
That's what's up.
Middle son is a truck driver. So everybody's successful.
Yes.
They all came back and said, Pops, you've been here. My wife, you know, you've done everything that you could do for us. Now it's time for you to go push and get your dreams.
I love that.
So it was just like, wow. It's a blessing. So I push even harder for that because that's rare in our time for a woman to say. Because at the time I was working at the unified government, and she was like, "Go ahead, let it go, just
do your thing,
go get it."
That type of support is crazy.
Yeah,
that's beautiful to have that. I don't know if you've ever seen. I think it's a Tyler Perry movie where Taraji P. Henson was in the movie, and basically she gave her all to this man, invested in him. Okay. It's been a big movie. People love to talk about it, but that's what it sounds like.
I'm have to check it out.
She invested all. She didn't get no return on it, so it sounds like you guys had the success story.
Oh yeah.
She just invested in. Eventually, I think when she was tired of him, she got rid of him, and then he blew up. And then she was pissed.
But didn't he come back or something?
He did. Well, he gave her some money, but she didn't want that. She wanted him.
Right. I did see that.
I forgot the name of that movie.
I know what you're talking about.
It's not Obsession, I don't think. Matrimony.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Matrimony, something like that.
I think I know what you're talking about.
But it sounds like you guys had the fairy tale happy ending.
Yeah. And that's the thing. She's more. She drives me more than I drive me. So we feud. I'm like, I got it. Well, you need to go do it now. I'm like, okay, I got it. So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't take it for granted. Yeah.
Now, whenever I see you, you're either performing or networking. Like, I feel like I always see you having some type of motion.
Right.
And I like that because it also, and me being out and about, it also tells me, like, okay, I can't stop.
You're right.
You inspire me just like I know you're inspiring other people in the town.
Right.
We see that drive that you have, and we want to up ourselves, and then we want to be like, let's find a way for me to get in the circles and get in those rooms. You've been at the Essence Festival. I've seen you networking there. BET Weekend. I've seen you there. What is it like being in those rooms?
It's a blessing. You know, coming up, you see these things on TV, but then to actually, the Essence Festival, to get the call last year to actually be a part of that, performing, and me, Eric Benet, Kenny Lattimore, Kevin Ross, to perform for that, and then turn around and interview, and you see everybody, and it's like, wow, man. And once you get a taste of it, if this is what you really want to do, you find a way to make it happen, and you respect everybody, and know that relationships is everything, and that these are the things that you don't want to destroy, because big shout out to him again, Myron D. This business is very small. Very. And everybody knows everybody. So everybody that knows Levelle, they say, man, we love how humble this guy is, but we also love his drive. So that's what I want people to see, and that's me. Yeah. You know?
And I'm glad you just mentioned Myron again, because I was going to mention that too. I just want to say I commend you on being that humble guy that never stops and keeps going, because the success that you've had, many people would have just forgot their roots. Yeah. You know, honestly, people like me seeing you at the radio is like, oh, he's still, you know, like he's still showing up. He's still,
Absolutely.
And a lot of people that might not even have reached your success yet, they forget that and they be like, man, I ain't finna do this. I'm not finna, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Myron was a cutthroat with me at first, and I was like, man, this dude don't like me.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people think that, but
he was the best thing for me.
Yeah.
I had music out, and he heard about it, and he called me up and he said, man, you got a bad record, man. It's crazy.
That sounds exactly like
this
him.
record cold, man. I'm getting calls. And I'm like, okay, cool. So he was like, you got everything done? I said, yeah, everything's done. I'm good. Okay, I'm gonna see what we could do to get you in on the thing. Come to find out, I didn't have nothing copywritten.
Mm-hmm. That business side is a different thing.
I didn't have no business side of it. Mm-hmm. And he was the first person to sit me down and was like, you could be good, but if you don't have this, what good is this? It
don't matter.
You know, what good is me playing a record that's good and you're not registered with BMI, ASCAP. Mm-hmm. You don't have your song sounds. You don't have it digitally in the system. You don't have BDS. You don't have nothing.
Because you got to have something if you want radio stations to play it.
It's like how you gonna get paid? Yep. How they gonna know Kansas City and Texas and Chicago and Atlanta is playing this record? Mm-hmm. You don't have nothing. And so finally I had to tell him, I said, well, how do you do that? He was the first person to set me down and say, I love that. This. So if it wasn't for him, a lot of the doors that were opening, they probably would have shut because my business side of it wasn't done.
Yeah.
And so now every quarter, every month, when that check hit, it's like, man, I still think about this guy taking time out to do that. So that means a lot to me.
Yeah. Now you've worked with some greats. Including the late great Frankie Beverly.
Yeah.
My condolences to you. I know that you all had a bond and you worked with him. I even was rewatching a video where you were giving him his flowers.
Yeah.
I love watching that moment. Would you be able to talk about that bond?
Absolutely. But it kind of started first with Charlie Wilson.
Really?
Yeah, I was.
Unc.
Yeah, I was right here in my hometown. We had a show here, Valentine's. I want to say 2019. Yeah. I was on the show with Charlie, and I had been doing shows. Big shout out to Mitch. You know, Mitch was one of the promoters that watched me 2 years doing a lot of stuff at the Gym Theater. Big shout out to Bob and Bob and everybody at the Blue Room.
Yeah.
But Bob Kendrick especially, because he was the first guy to put me on. When Trey Songz first came out, it was me, Trey Songz, Kim Burrell.
That's what's up.
His first songs can't help but wait.
Yeah, I remember that joint. Yeah.
So he was doing a promo tour, and Bob got him for Buck O'Neill's birthday bash.
Wow!
And that was my first televised award show.
How did that feel?
It was amazing. Like I was like, I just did this.
Yes.
But Bob had put me on every year. And then Mitch would come to those shows. And Mitch said, hey, man, I've watched you 2 years and you've just...
Always somebody watching.
Yeah. You just did your thing. So I got a big show coming. I would like to put you on it. And I'm thinking this is Kansas City. We'll see. It's like, man, I got Charlie Wilson, the Das Band, the Barcades, and I want to put you on that show.
Heavy hitters.
It's like, really? It's like, okay, cool. I said, well, how much time I got? He said, I'm going to give you 30 minutes. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, man, we'll see. Next week.
That's a lot of time on stage.
Especially for those caliber of artists. Next week he hit me and got a picture, and seeing that flyer with me on that flyer just blew my mind. And I was doing sound check. And at the time, I didn't know Unc was married, to his wife. But I was like, man, who is this Mexican lady over here? I'm out doing sound check, and she came out, and I'm singing Change Is Gonna Come. She came outside. She came out of the dressing room. And so before I knew it, she went back. And then when I look back over again, I never forget, AJ was playing, and I had Lee Langston singing background, and they was like, Vale. And I'm like, they was like, so I look back, it's Charlie Wilson, Larry Dawson from the Barcades, and Charlie's wife. So I get done with sound check. they all run up and say, "Hey man, I'm Uncle Larry. Here's my house, my cell.
Wow.
You need to call me." And then same thing with Charlie and them. And
yeah,
you know, I was just doing a lot with Charlie for years and years and years. But 2019 it changed my life because I did sound check, and as I'm doing sound check, Charlie's security, I was leaving, and I was headed to Jazz because they changed my time, so I had to get the show track fixed because I didn't do a band on that one.
Okay.
By the time I get to Jazz, tell him what I need, he's doing it. I get a call from his security saying, "Hey man, Charlie want to talk to you. Are you still in the building?" I said, "No, but I'm like 10 minutes away. I'll be right back." Jazz did what I needed. He emailed it to me. So I'm like, let me get back and see what's going on. He brought me in a room and he was like, man, I've been watching you for over 10 years. And I didn't know when it was going to happen, but I want to offer you a job tonight.
Wow.
I want you to go out with me. And I know you don't know the steps. I know you don't know all the songs, but I'm going to give you a mic and I just want you to sing.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man. Don't play with me like this,
you
man.
Like, you didn't believe it?
I didn't.
Okay.
Because we've had conversations throughout the years, and that was the conversation, but in God's time.
Yeah.
So I didn't believe it, but the next day I was in Oklahoma performing with Charlie, and we went out. Everything was great. COVID hit. Everything shut down. So everything was kind of, and so I had to find a way.
Did you feel defeated when that happened?
I did. I did. I was crushed for a little bit because the guy that took me out of the country for the first time, I had to get a passport. And I actually lived that life because I've toured, but I didn't tour like that, where you in this city, you got to hurry up, get done. Yeah. You got lobby call. You got
TSA pre-check at this point.
Well, and then I'm learning all of this.
Yeah.
Because they were laughing at me. We had to get to other cities, and I'm like, where y'all going? Because I didn't know about clear TSA. I'm going through the general line. They was like, man, you're going to miss the flight.
That was me when I just found out about all of that.
And so I'm like, what do you mean? It was like, they already in, and everybody's asking where Levelle at. Well, I'm still in. Matter of fact, my first round of that was in L.A.
Oof.
So if you've been to the L.A. airport,
it's crazy.
It was crazy. So that was the first time they was like, hey, look, we're gonna show you a trick. You got a card on you? I was like, yeah. They was like, go to the people with clear. Try it out.
Yeah.
And that's gonna get you through this time. But that's like, you should consider getting clear of TSA. Right. So I did it, and that saved me. And I've been doing that ever since. But when that shut down, you know, it was tough. So I had ran into Joe Douglas, which was Frankie Beverly's manager in Atlanta, and he had a big club called Backstage. Okay. And he made a platform for me to come in and sing. And the crazy part was I've been doing everything I could here in Kansas City. I go to Atlanta and I'm performing everywhere. And next year I go down there and win Best Male Vocalist.
Wow.
In Atlanta. Not even in my hometown.
Wow.
But then that next year I turned around and came home and won the People's Choice Award. And I'm like, okay, this is but sometimes
it takes you going out.
Right.
And then also we talk about that a lot too. Like me and Brian, we have those conversations where sometimes it takes other people in your city to see you succeed in another city to even fully support you. It's unfortunate, but every city goes through it.
Yeah, it was tough. You know, because I'm like, and a lot of artists in Kansas don't know a lot of stuff I turned down. Because it was hurtful. Every show that was coming to Kansas City, you heard Levelle. It got to the point where even the radio station, every White Linen show, it was like, it's more artists in Kansas than Levelle. And that was kind of hurtful.
Really?
It was hurtful because...
What year was this?
This was probably 18, 17.
Okay, I think I was still in college during that period of time.
I think I've been doing them since 2012. 2011, 2012.
You're one of the most consistent singers that I know of. Since I moved here in Kansas City, so I've heard your name ring.
But a lot of the singers that are doing it now, like Lee, I was like, bro, I'm finna go. And I turned him on to everybody that was somebody. And Lee is doing his thing now. Even with, But going back to what we were saying, it was hurtful because it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And so to fast forward, when I would get the car, I would pass a lot of stuff up just to give somebody else that opportunity.
That's love.
But they didn't.
No,
they didn't know that.
Of course,
you know, even with the People Choice Awards, I didn't want to even be in it the first couple of times around because I felt like it was unfair because I was out touring with Charlie Wilson. I was out touring.
That's very humble of you.
Doing that, and I'm like, I'm not here, so you salute the artist that's here. I don't even want to pursue it.
Yeah.
And then one year it was like, man, let me just pursue it. I did it.
You should. I mean,
and then that's the year I won.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're super humble, especially at the learning more about this, hearing more about your journey and having this conversation with you.
Yeah.
Beyond humble.
Absolutely. You have to be.
Yeah, you definitely do. Now, would you be able to, I know that in September, you and I and Brian, we talked on air, and you were able to recall a couple of some of the good memories that you had with Frankie Beverly.
Yeah.
Would you be able to share some of those?
Frankie was a guy that really, really cared about the music. Even the band members would tell you, like, he know when it wasn't in pocket. He knows that's just how much passion he had for his music and the love that the people had for him. But he was a great inspiration. He's a great role model. People like him and Charlie Wilson are great people to me because Frankie was a guy that would explain it to you. He would give it to you. But it was also for you to, when you got the opportunity to seize the moment and know that you are who you are. And like he used to tell me all the time, you keep God first, you'll get your shot. But when you get your shot, that's on you to
you gotta
sustain,
be
you got to prepare, and you got to be able to fulfill what you got to do. And most importantly, he used to say, man, don't worry about all that other stuff, man. You guys, y'all go get this, y'all go get the cars.
That sounds like Myron D.
And the houses. He was like, man, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
He said, man, worry about them fans. He was like, because if you keep them, if you get them, he said, I promise you, man, you don't have to ever worry about performing.
Yeah.
And he was like, look at me. I'm a prime example. He was like, when the last time I put out an album? Like, wow. And he said, I'm still touring to this day. And the money that was made before he passed, I'm like,
I couldn't imagine.
Golly.
Yeah.
But he took care of the people.
Yeah.
He made the people.
That's important.
He let them into his life, and he gave his life for this music.
Yeah.
You know, and so when you have someone like that, like I said, it's a great inspiration.
Yeah.
And it makes me as a young man think about just making sure you leaving it all on stage, making sure you're pleasing them, and then, you know, the rest is history.
Yeah. People will definitely always remember how you made them feel, too.
Absolutely. I done got shows off of that.
I believe
just being humble and being nice.
You got connections off of it too that you talked about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Faye, I have to big shout out to Faye. Faye is one of the head people of the Black Promoters Association.
Okay.
That does the major tours around the world right now. But I thought she was just a cook because she was over the hospitality.
Got you.
And she was like, I did the show. We sat and talked, and I told her how good everything was, and she got to know who I was the next year. The guy said, hey, man, you on this show because of her. You did your thing last year at the show, but all she keep talking about is how respectful and how kind and how humble and how you was with her and the people. And they was like, they want people like that around. And so them telling me that, it's just like, wow. Yeah. You know, it's relationships. Yeah. It's relationships.
Relationships is key for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you sharing more about your journey and all the experience that you had. I'm going to slide us into my next segment, which is called Double Cups.
Let's do it.
Brought to you by Hustle and Shine in the Morning, only on Kansas City's #1 for hip hop and R&B.
Right.
3 jams. Okay. So it's a few questions in there. We're going to pull 2 of them.
Okay.
When you pull, we both going to answer the questions. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Battles you had to overcome.
Okay. So we both might share like a battle or something that we overcame.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll share first.
Okay.
So I feel like I've talked about this a little bit, not on the Off Air Hustle yet, but there was a point in time where I was ready for the morning show. I felt like I was ready. I was like, you know what, this is what I want to do. An opportunity presented itself. I didn't even think about it. I had vets that tapped me on the shoulder like, go for this because I can see you. But when I finally mentally got there, I was at another place. I was at another job, and at the time, I was over it. I was the only black person. That started to get to me. I just did not enjoy what I was doing. I was over it. When I tell you, I was literally just going. I was on autopilot. And that for me was kind of a tough battle that I had dealt with because I was unmotivated. I just wanted this opportunity to happen, and I wanted something to happen. But God's timing is the best timing, and I think that everything did fall in place at the right time. I got a chance to slide over and do some work at UMKC, which I was, happy about. And then I got the call to do the morning show with Brian B. Shining. But that was something that was just a tough battle for me. Spending a year at a job I didn't want to be at. I'm sure we've all done that. But that's one that I can share.
That's great. I would say for me is the death of me and Frankie Beverly's manager. Because he was going through some issues, and him passing 2 years before Frankie passed, that was a tough battle for me because not only Charlie, but he came in and changed my life in a whole nother way. So that was a tough battle to overcome. Him passing, and well, to be honest with you, the battle was tough because he took his life, and
that's tough.
It was a few of us that knew what he was going through, so that was tough for me to, and I still deal with it, and then to
grief
know
is
that,
constant.
And then to know a couple years later, here go Frankie. So it was like it's very tough to
multiple losses and to lose someone like that is condolences on that. But grief is something that you could be having the greatest day and it sneaks up on you, right? And you just remember all of those feelings, all those emotions, and you want that person back. So it's definitely tough. It's
like I said, I think about and it was hard for me to do Essence. Because my first year doing it I think it was 2021 before things were
so a little bit after COVID.
Performing in front of hundreds of thousands of people at the Essence Festival in the Mercedes Dome was amazing. Crazy. And I'm like, I didn't went from the Blue Room, the Juke House to the Mercedes Dome, and being in rehearsal with Anthony Hamilton, because we were doing a tribute to Frankie. That was the last year for Frankie performing at the Essence Festival. So it was tough. Yeah. So just to experience it and be out and doing some other things outside of Kansas City, and then it's like that's just wiped away. It's a battle.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, I promise the rest of these should be more lighthearted. So I don't want to make this. I don't want to make this a therapy session on us.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
It's realistic though. I feel like sometimes we all need to hear it, and we all need to know there's people that we look up to, or people that we see as successful, are going through the same stuff.
It's real stuff.
Real stuff. All right, let's see. Oh, it's the same thing. Hold on. Oh, I asked you that already. Let's see. Shake it up. Okay. What is a topic you're tired of hearing about? I feel like the biggest one I hear people say, at least, is politics. They tired of it. But that's because it's an election year, and not a lot of people are happy right now.
I I can't say right now. I mean, you know, I feel like everybody's entitled to how they feel.
Yeah,
you know,
without a doubt.
It's what you choose to respond to, and you know,
that's a fact.
Let it be what it is.
Yeah, I might not be tired of a topic, but I'm tired of the snow.
I like snow.
So you the reason why this happened. You was the one praying to God that we got a white Christmas that didn't hit to after Christmas.
Absolutely.
That's
See,
crazy.
I grew up with snow and Christmas and stuff like that.
Right, you from KCK, right?
Yes, we
and
used
they
to
don't
get
even clean
snow.
the streets in KCK. You wanted that snow.
That was a thing, to sit at home and relax. You know.
Well, I mean, I get that part, the snow day.
Yeah.
I had, as a child, I feel like I had good memories for snow days. As an adult, I don't necessarily feel the same way. Yeah, used to make ice cream with the snow with my mom.
Absolutely.
But I ain't did that since 06.
Yeah, so. And them were money days for me as a young kid. You know, really? I used to get out and shovel that snow and make that money. Oof. You know, somebody just said it the other day. Where are the kids that used to get out and make the money?
It was a couple that I recently seen, but yeah, we need to get back into that.
They don't do it no more.
Builds character and it builds that bank account.
Absolutely.
All right, so the next segment I want to slide into is on the spot. Now this is where it's similar to DJing. I'll play an instrumental to a song, and you have the choice to find another hook from a completely different song and mesh it with the beat. So I got like 2 songs I'm gonna like spring on you. We gonna have to put the headphones on and stuff. So you got a little time. You got a little time to think. Okay. So anything stick out to you? Let's see what else has been.
The point of it all is cool.
Okay. Let's see.
Shoot do 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 do.
The off-air hustle. We got Levelle in the building. It's on the spot. That's what we do.
She did hit me with my brother. Someone stole away my heart.
Come on.
Yeah, and the point of it all, I love you. Yeah, hey.
Tell Anthony it's not too late for a remix now.
Absolutely. My day seems long whenever we apart. It's like someone has stole away my heart.
Come on.
Yeah. You got me wanting to sing Charlene too.
I was finna say, okay, do you have a song? We can do one more song. Okay. I ain't trying to make you sing, you know what I'm saying?
It's all good.
I know people pay big bucks to hear your voice.
Stop it.
Is there a song that you love? Like, what's maybe your go-to song that you like to perform?
Let's Chill.
Let's Chill?
Yep.
Is that guy?
Yep.
Okay.
Can we turn it up just a little bit, the track?
It's up all the way on my end. I love this song. We got Levelle in the building. It's on the spot on Off-Air Hustle.
Yeah. Never seen anyone quite as strong as you. For all the things you go through and do, make the biggest situation seem so small. You're incredible. Through the ups and downs, day to day, keep it striving like it's nothing. Keep it moving, don't let nobody fade ya. Oh, 'cause ladies, I salute you. Ladies, I salute you. Ladies, I salute you. Ladies, I salute you. Oh, yeah. Listen. Now you showed us all that you don't need a man when he left you with them babies by yourself. It was rough, it was tough, but you never gave up. Ladies, I salute you. Hey, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, ladies, I salute you. My. I salute you. You. Hey, yeah. Oh, I salute you.
Wow. In the presence of greatness, it's the I ain't even finna act like I can sing. Let me stop.
Oh, you could do it. I'm with you.
I wish I could. If I could pay to be able to sing, I'll figure it out. I'll put it on like Klarna or Afterpay or something.
You could do it.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you. Let's get the headphones off.
All right.
Yeah, you ate that down.
Just messing around.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. What's the name of that song? Is it called Salute You?
Ladies, I salute you.
Okay. You just killed on the spot.
Just messing around. It's
like,
fun.
if I could drop this mic, I would.
All right.
Sure.
I appreciate that.
So I appreciate you. And I also appreciate you making the time to do this conversation. I like to say it's not an interview, it's a conversation.
Right.
Of course, the watchers got a chance to learn more about you, your upbringing, and then just, of course, your journey and the connections you made. I feel like the key here with the conversation we had is relationships.
Absolutely.
Relationships are key.
And the relationship's the key, and then just perform everywhere for the artist that's out there that's doing it, because you never know who's watching.
Mm-hmm.
You never really know.
Yeah.
My first big run was from a promoter that was doing the show with Frankie Beverly, Babyface, and K-John. He had just came out with Out on the Ocean.
Okay.
And that promoter was in, big shout out to D. Barker, because she hit me up and was like, you need to get down here. Mm-hmm. But meeting that promoter, Shav Jones, that guy took me around the world as well. So, but just being in the place and just doing what you got to do.
Being at the place, right time, and capitalizing off that moment,
That's right. Okay. That's it.
Now, before I get up out of here, I got to do my hustle hidden gems. So this is a segment where I I mention 3 to 5 songs that are on my playlist right now that I've been vibing to. Okay?
With you. Right.
So, number 1 on the hustle hidden gems is Any. The name of the song is called Charge It. Now, this is a UK artist. You just gotta listen to one day. Just check it out. It's a female rapper, kind of singer-ish.
Okay.
She's kind of like, it's kind of giving a little harmony. I mean, melody. I don't know.
What's her name again?
Any. ENNY.
You have to shoot that to me.
I got you. I will.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know. I really like it, and the beat is really nice. Something for the hustlers out there. Payroll Giovanni and Cardo, 5s and 6s. Fire. Like, you just ride. You know what I'm saying? You just riding KCK
it's a good ride
one day.
Music.
Yes.
Got you.
Pull the top back. Ella May, she's been doing her thing. Hearts on Deck is one of my songs that's been in my my playlist lately. It's a simp record for those out there. It reminds me of A. Marie.
Okay, cool.
Now, these next 2 are throwbacks. Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a River. I just found out that Marsha Ambrosius was on the background vocals of that.
Yep.
And when I hear it, I'm like, duh, why didn't I think about that?
Yeah.
So that's crazy. And then the last one to top it off, I feel like I got a real vocalist and a real singer in the building. So when I thought about these songs, at least the last 2 songs, I was like, I got to really dig into some real legends here, because I got a superstar in the building. Whitney Houston, I'm Your Baby Tonight.
Wow.
The breath control, the runs.
Yeah.
Just listen to it.
She's amazing.
It's crazy. I'm still, that's another unfortunate loss. I feel like that the music, the music and the culture had was Whitney. But those are your hustle hidden gems, so make sure you check them out. If you want me to consider, and hear your song, let me know. I would love to. I love listening to music. It doesn't even matter the genre, because a lot of these are a little bit different tempos for sure too.
Absolutely.
So just hit me up. But once again, this is episode 3 of the Off Air Hustle. Levelle, I appreciate you dearly for coming on the show and being my 3rd guest and killing on the spot.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun, and I'm with you. So whenever you want to have me back again, I'm here.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm going to hold you to that now.
Absolutely.
All right.